Hi, this is Owen. I'm Agent 4 from Group 3 on the presenter. This is for Project 6, Group Sentinel. The next three agents will walk you through the functions they each developed, and then I'll demonstrate how it all works together as a complete system at the end.
Hello, my name is Mona, and I'll be walking you through my part of the script. So my first function that I call out is the generate sample log, which ensures that if, let's say, the user doesn't provide a log file, this function creates a file called a sample log with some fake like error, warning, and info entries. My next function is the validate file function. This makes sure that the file actually exists and can be read. So if either condition fails, then the script prints an error message and exits using exit 1. My next function is the extract entries function, which looks inside the file and pulls out only the lines that match the error, warning, or info. My next function is the count entries function, which is similar, but instead of printing the entries, it counts them. I piped the grep into wc/l, so this gives me the total number of the errors, warnings, or infos in the file. The summarize entries function calls the count entries 3 times, once for the error, once for warning, and once for info, and then it prints a nice little summary that shows the number of each type. Lastly, I added a little part, like an interactive part of it, which just asks, do you want to see the full entries to the user? And I use the red -r ands to capture what the user types. So if they type Y, then the script calls extract entries 3 times to show all the errors, warnings, and info lines. And then if they type no, it just ends after the summary.
So I was agent 2, so I was responsible for the script structure and user interface. So up here, we just got the timestamp ready for when we get the output result. The interactive menu is actually down here. We've got little placeholders, so agent 3's stuff would be right over here, and agent 1 right up here. We've got select, read right here, and case. We made sure that the log file exists and made sure that the input file exists. So this is what we've got all together.
Hello everyone, my role was a scrubber. My job was to protect sensitive data in the logs and to clean up files when we're done. I wrote 3 main functions. The first one is sanitize log, and essentially what that does is it takes a file and replaces any emails or IP addresses with placeholders like redacted email or redacted IP. Second one is sanitize in place. It does the same thing but overwrites the file directly while also creating a backup copy just in case. And then the last one is cleanup temp, and essentially what that does is it uses a short countdown and then deletes essentially like leftover temporary files so the folder can stay clean.
Thanks everyone. Now that you've seen each part, I'll bring it all together in the final demo. We can go ahead and get right into the README. As you can see, it's attached to our files. You can go ahead and check this out. It's attached to the bottom of the summary. If we go straight into the log Sentinel, we can generate a sample file. We will call it the default sample log, and we can go ahead and validate that was created correctly. So as you look here, it was made correctly, sample log. We can go ahead and sanitize that immediately. We pick the default, exit out. You can see here, sample log was made, and the sanitizer version redacts the important information. If we go back into log Sentinel, we can summarize the log. We can also generate a full report, which will go into our reports folder. We can also make a CSV that will go into the reports. We'll pick the default for this, and that will also make in the reports. And if we exit now and go to our reports, you can see the 2 reports are made. This is the text one. This is the CSV one. You can also see we record all of the logs in a dashboard log. This is all the actions of the user. And then lastly, if we go back into log Sentinel, we can clean up the temporary files. It'll pick the default directory and it will remove the sanitized logs.